Hey guys. Okay, so this is what happened with the remote viewer guy. So I laid down to go to bed in the afternoon. I started talking to Christ about, telling Christ that I wanted to go get this guy, so get ready. I'm going to go to sleep and wake up and we'll see what happens, because I don't know, right? Christ came and said, do you accuse anybody, or you're accusing yourself. And I know what this guy did to me. It wasn't too much. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't right either. And the black ops and the black helicopter guys and all that shit, I want to bust them. So, and I know this guy worked for the black ops, secret government, alien Area 51. I know he did. And so I wanted to make it a point, accuse him of remote viewing me and screwing up my life, and he did, to a point. Him and his buddies. So this is what happened. Since I'm Christ started hitting me. He goes, "You accuse someone, you're accusing yourself." Well, I don't want to hang, so I just gave it up to God and Christ. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna wake up. If I go to him, you grab him. If I don't go, that means lay off him." That's the way I did it. I just asked Christ if I could do this or not. I didn't know logically what the fuck I'm doing, really. I know I do to a point, but all the fine print detail between Christ consciousness, people, and zero, it's crazy. I don't know all the fine print, right? So I just give it up to my inner light and Christ to take care of it, since I'm a Christ. So up here, I don't know a lot. All I know is this guy screwed me up along with the black ops. Anyway, so I go to sleep. I'm talking to Christ. He tells me all these horror stories and all this stuff. Makes me think twice about it, all this stuff I'm doing. I said, you know what? I ain't hanging. So if I wake up and we go, then it's God's will. Then it's Christ's will. And I'm not using Christ, but I am. And by using Christ, I mean I'm a Christ. Therefore, Christ has given the okay for me to go do this and nab this guy that screwed up my life back in the 90s. Still screwed me up. I'm so pissed about it. And I promised all of them. I hooked up to them. I said, one day I'm going to get you fuckers. And today's the day for that remote viewer guy. That military remote viewer. So, I go to sleep. I don't know how long I was out. Like half hour, an hour. I woke up and I'm laying there. And everything's blank. No voices. Everything's just black. And I thought to myself, well, are we going to get that guy? All of a sudden I lit up like a fucking torch and I just took off. So I'm flying. Christ is in me. I can hear Christ now talking. The kids are talking. And I'm flying. I'm flying for like a few minutes. Almost a minute I'm flying. Now, when I mean flying, I'm zero space and time in zero. And I'm flying to where this guy is. And I don't know if he's dead or alive, okay? All of a sudden, I stop. And all of a sudden, I'm standing there. And I'm in the front lawn on the sidewalk. No, I'm in a yard. I'm in a yard. There's a white picket fence beside a pink house. And there's flowers beside each side of the doorway. And I'm standing right here. And I see the house in my peripheral, more or less. And I'm standing here. And everything's quiet. I don't know what's going on. And all of a sudden I heard a noise in the house. Someone say, "Who's that out there?" or something like that. All of a sudden, the guy, he's just standing right beside me. And he's standing right beside me. All of a sudden, two big Christs, I mean, they were huge, grabs each arm of his, and sort of like, does it grab him? They grab him. This guy starts struggling. He's screaming and yelling, thinking he's getting abducted, until Christ announces it's Christ, and he starts calming down, but he's still struggling and yelling. And he says all these things. I'm freaking out. My heart's going boom, boom because Christ is in me. And my heart is just oozing compassion for this guy. This guy's screaming profanity at Christ. And then they take him up a little bit out of the picture of me, I guess, from what I can understand. And then they're up there and they're fighting with him. I'm standing here I'm standing here still. I ain't talking. I'm just watching. And I ain't even looking. I'm just staring at the ground like this. The guy's still yelling. All of a sudden, they come down or I go up. And I'm standing beside the guy. And my innocence and my kids, they're all saying, Richard's a Christian and I'm accusing you. And then Richard's accusing you, and he's from St. Lucia, which is in Christ consciousness. So they're telling him everything about me, this guy I'm accusing. Oh man, and then Christ still got him, and all of a sudden Christ is like the intermediary between me and him, and my innocence is saying that you remote viewed me and all this stuff. You remote viewed me back. And he goes, Christ goes, are you a remote viewer when you were in the illusion? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, well, you remote viewed Richard Mary. I was like that. My innocence said, you remote viewed Richard. And he goes, I don't remember. Are you a killer? Are you a murderer? Like that. He says to me. And I go, no. And he goes, then what? And my innocence said, you remote viewed me because of an ET contact, an extraterrestrial contact that I had. And that's why you remote viewed me and you screwed me up. And I confronted you. And he goes, I remember that. And I go, I know you did. So he just admitted it right there, right? I'm like, you son of a bitch. And I wasn't mad at him. My heart is like compassion and love for this guy, right? Freaking me out. You know, all these years I had so much fucking rage for this guy. But now he's dead. And I got Christ to bust his ass. It was crazy, man. Anyway, I'm pumping out compassion. My innocence is telling him why I'm accusing him. And so that is that. He stopped struggling. Christ took him away after we had our chat, and he said, basically, he goes, I remove you a lot, people. And he goes, are you one of them murderers? Are you a killer? And I'm like, are you kidding me? And Christ, I'm like, I am Christ, and so Christ told him what I am, that I live in St. Lucia, in Christ consciousness, in Christianity, right? And this guy, he don't get it, or he gets it, or he's just plain stupid. And he accused me of being a killer. I said, no, he goes, no, you remote viewed me after I had an ET contact. And he said, oh yeah, this is what I remember. He goes, and Christ confronted him and said, why did you do that? Or something like that. And he goes, well, I had special interests would come to me. Special interest groups would come to me and make me remote view. And I'm like, yeah, who? The DOD, the CIA, and other black groups? And he goes, basically, yeah. And he goes, and then Christ took him away because he just admitted right there that he worked for Black Ops and CIA and shit. So they took him away. I'm freaking out. I got all done that. I ended up sitting at the computer for a while writing all this out. Then I went back to sleep, found out I ripped my skins, and all this energy was coming out from where I ripped my skin. They call it bleeding. So when you rip a skin, energy comes out. Like if you rip it here, energy will shoot out, and it's really thick, and they call it bleeding. It's sort of like blood for your flesh, but it's energy for your ethereal skins. Anyway, I ripped my skins right along here, and it's pumping out. I don't know how I ripped my skins. Maybe because I got in a fight with that guy. Maybe he hit me or something. I don't know. Either way, it sucked. And I went back to sleep. Christ said, I go, do you know his name? And they said his name. I don't. Oh, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to say it. John Anthony Schmidt was his name that Christ told me. And I go, well, do you got anything else? And he goes, no, they're still interrogating him. And as far as I know, it's 7 o'clock. I did this at 1 o'clock, and they're still interrogating him. I'm laying there, and all of a sudden, I'm laying there, and we're talking about him, and the next thing, I'm looking at the guy, and he's laying on a bed. They got him tied down on a bed. And I think he's on a bed. All I see is a white shirt of this guy, and Christ is looking at it. Christ's face is right here. I can see it. Detailed pores and the skin, the beard, everything. And he doesn't look like a little innocent Christ like on the pictures. This guy looks like a logger. And he's Christ, but he's all compassion and love, but he's like a logger, man. I'm like, wow. Anyway, like I never seen him like have a full vision of Christ like that. Like I have a couple times, but this is a totally different Christ. I don't know who he is, but there's so many Christs out there. You can't believe it. His guy, he was staring right into the John guy, the remote viewer guy, to get his stuff. So I found out. I fell asleep for like a half an hour. I woke up and I asked them. They said they're still interrogating him. Then they said that he submitted to Christ. He submitted to Christ. He's going to reveal all. He's going to reveal all the secrets to Christ, and Christ has them, which means Christ has them, and they're working together. And Christ is going to turn them into me, more or less. This guy's dead, okay? So grab this soul in Zero. Christ got him. He confessed to all this stuff. He's now talking to Christ, and they're going to put him through all the program. I think this is the way it happened for me. And this is what Grace told me, that you have to go through all these. First, they're going to do the Jello for Christ crap to you. If you watch my videos, if you follow my videos, they do all these psychologicals to find out every fucking thing you've ever done in that lifetime. Who the bad people you were working for, who abused you, and all the abuse and all that stuff. Once you reveal it all, then you submit your innocence to Christ. Christ takes your innocence and you become one with Christ. No more bullshit. So that's long term, months for this poor guy. But anyway, from what I understand, he's now accepted Christ and he's working with Christ and they're going to be together. So that was nice. And so far, I was all worried about he was accusing me of a bunch of bullshit. The only experience I had with this guy was when he remote viewed me and I pushed him away with a fist. Now, whatever, but it worked. And so he's given up all his ET remote view, and everybody he remote viewed, the people that made him, he goes, he was coerced. He said he was coerced by these black ops. He was coerced by the black ops to do the remote viewing. That's what he said. That's what Christ said to me. That he said to Christ. That he was coerced to remote view me. And who came and followed me around for a week, kicked my dog, broke into my house, bugged my house and all that shit, came to the coffee shop and confronted me to intimidate me? The two black ops guys. Whoever the fuck they worked for, whatever government project, dark black project they were working for, somehow the information they got, the information who I was, they needed more information of who I was, and they got him to do it. Now, he also said that he was ordered to remote view me and to understand why the ETs were contacting me. There's a word he used, I can't fucking remember it for the life of me. And I'm in bed, I'm sleeping, I don't have a pad of paper, but the whole scenario contact from my birth up till this guy remote viewed me, he was ordered or coerced into remote viewing me to find out why I was in contact with ETs and the whole relationship between me and the ETs and why it was happening. That's why he was remote viewing me, and he was coerced to do that to me. I caught his ass. Now, 2018, going on 2019, I'm a Christ. I went down there and busted his ass, and I got 2 Black Ops guys to do yet. So I got more information coming tomorrow morning, whenever Christ gets new information for me. He's not a bad guy, but he did bad things, coerced or not. And he's admitting to all of the sins and shit like that. All the stuff he did. He's admitting, Christ told me he's admitting to it. He's John Anthony Schmidt. Now I did a Google search, John Anthony Schmidt remote viewer, and I got a whole bunch of the only Schmidt that's there. I don't know, I didn't do a great research, but let me bring it up here. It's called the John Schmidt remote viewer. I googled this brought up this paper of books, and there's a book out there on remote viewing, has all these people in it, and Schmidt is one of them. Okay, now I don't know, it's not a lot of detail. It goes into some of the remote viewing this guy did, one of the articles. I gotta do a lot more research. I want to find out. I just looked for a picture. I was trying to get his name, but he said his name was John Anthony Schmidt. And the only remote viewer Schmidt I can find is the Schmidt that was in Farsight Presentations Remote Viewing Cinema. Now, if you go into that website, I'll post it. You do a search. You can watch videos and stuff about this guy, but I don't even know if it's him. Okay, I don't know. But he worked with. But it says that he worked this Schmidt guy. I don't know if it's him. I don't even know if he's alive or dead. This Schmidt guy on Google. But he said he was working with all the other military remote viewers, and they made a book about it. Farsight or something. Jesus Christ, I don't know. But you can Google it. Do a search under Schmidt. Put John Schmidt remote viewer, Google search, and it'll come up. Some books will come up. The stuff he worked for, I don't know. But I'll put a couple links here to start you off if you're interested in that. Anyway, I don't know, but out of all the military remote viewers that worked with the military, with the other guy, I got Schmidt, Stefan, Harold Walsh, Schrodendinger, Erwin Schnabel, James Russell, John Romana, Berkeley, and this is all in what they're calling the Farsight Inc. And the book is called Remote Viewing, The Science and Theory of Non-Physical Perception, Courtney Brown. And I guess this Schmidt guy, his work is in here. So, Farsight Press. Anyway, I'll post a link to it. You can look it up, dig it up, do your own Google search. Either way, I can't correlate him to that. But it's the only Schmidt that's a remote viewer. If it's another different guy, I don't know. I don't know yet. I ain't found it. And that's about it. So let Jesus Christ do his work. I'll see if I can get anything else. After this is worn down, I'm gonna go get, after I heal my skins again, after this all calms down, I'm gonna go get them 2 Black Ops guys. Oh yeah, Christ, immediately as soon as they got him, they took me out and stuck me back in Christ consciousness and Saint Illusion. So I don't get attacked. They never said there was an imminent attack coming, but you smoke one guy and they don't know what's going on. If his buddies are watching or they're coming after me. So he just got me the hell out of there real fast. Last I heard, I was laying in a hospital getting stitched. So more as it comes. So military remote viewers, there you go.